Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we will be discussing on Git interview questions. Here I have picked 21 important questions which are asked during Git interview. If you are a DevOps engineer, this is really going to help you. I myself am DevOps engineer and with my experience I am telling you guys that these are the very common questions asked during interview. So before I begin with this session, I am assuming that you guys have a basic knowledge on Git and GitHub, also have a bit of practical knowledge. So without wasting much time, let's get started. You can see these 21 questions on my screen. And if you have any doubt in any of the question answers, want me to do any practical session on this, please do let me know by commenting on this video. So let's start with first question, that is what is Git? Git is a distributed version control system for tracking changes in the source code during software development. Okay, so source code in the sense the code which is written in the plain text format, and remember this is not the executable code. It is not in executable format. It's a plain text format. It is designed for coordinating work among programmers, but it can be used to track changes in any set of files. The main goal of Git is to include speed, data integrity, and support distributed system. So basically, Git is used as a source code management to keep your all source code which is in a plain text format at one place in the centralized system. So in the second question we will see what is the difference between SVN and Git. So before Git came into picture, SVN was very popular, but it has its own disadvantages. In Git, we came over all those disadvantages. That's why Git is much more popular nowadays, and in fact, most of the industries are using Git. So let's see what is the difference between SVN and Git. So in SVN, if you see, it's a single point of contact. There is no local repositories. Whereas if you see Git, we can keep our local repository, we can keep our working copy in our laptop, and there will be a central repository. So you can make a multiple copies in Git. Whereas in SVN, it's a single point of contact. So the second disadvantage is that if in SVN, if the central repository goes down, then your entire work will be lost. But it's not the case with Git as you can keep multiple copies. Third point is in SVN you always needs to be connected to internet. Whereas in Git you can work offline and later when you connect it to your internet you can sync your changes with the central repository. So it's not required that you always needs to be connected to internet. And the fourth disadvantage of SVN is history commits will get only from central repository. Whereas in Git, whenever you have pulled, you will get all the commit history which is done in the central repository, which you can keep in your local. So these are the main differences between SVN and Git. So let's go to the third question. What is the difference between Git and GitHub? As I already said, Git is a distributed version control tool that can manage a development project source code history, while GitHub, it is a cloud-based platform built around the Git tool. And Git is a freeware. It's a tool a developer installs locally on their computer, while GitHub, it is an online service that stores code pushed to it from the computers running the Git tool. And guys, GitHub is not open source. You have to buy it from third party where your cost is involved. So these are the main differences between Git and GitHub. Let's go to the fourth question. What is the version of Git which you are using? You can tell the interviewer whatever the version you are using. In fact, when you're working, you can just go to your Git bash and write a command git hyphen hyphen version that will show you the version which you are using. For example, you can see the same thing on my screen. Okay, let's move to next question. What do you mean by forking repository? Forking is nothing but copying someone else's repository to your account. Forking a repository allows you to freely experiment with the changes without affecting the original project. Most commonly, forks are used to either propose changes to someone else's project or to use someone else's project as starting point for your own idea. So that's about forking a repository. So let me just show you it practically. Let me open any of the GitHub project. So this is one of the GitHub project which I have opened, and if you see here, you can fork this, but it shows me you must be signed in to fork this repository. So from here you can fork. Once you click here, this particular project you can see in your account, and you can edit it if you want based on your requirements. So this is not going to change anything in this main repository. Yeah. So let's go to next question. What is pull request in Git? Pull request let you tell others about the changes you have pushed to a Git repository. Once a pull request is sent, interested parties can review it, and then if they want, they can approve it. So once it is approved, your changes from your branch will be merged to the branch where you want to merge. So for example, now you have one master branch, but you do not have right to make any changes in the master branch. So what you will do, you create a branch out of that and make your changes, and once you're done and it is tested fine, you can create a pull request. In the pull request, you can mention from which branch you want to pull and which branch you want to merge it. You can select those two and write your comments and send it. So this will go for approval to the higher authority who has the complete ownership on your master branch. So once they approve, your changes will get merged to a main branch, that is master branch, or any of the branch where you want to merge. Later, it will ask you if you want to delete your branch. If you want, you can delete that branch or you can keep it as it is. So this is about pull request, guys. It is basically to control your access so that you cannot do any changes on the main master branch or any important branch. Avoid accidental merges. Pull requests are commonly used by the teams and organization collaborating using the shared repository model. That's about the pull request. Okay, so let's move to another question. That is, what is the difference between pull and fetch? Okay, so let me tell you guys about fetch first. A git fetch is it's more like just checking to see if there are any changes are available. Git fetch is a command tells your local git to retrieve the latest metadata info from the original. Yet it doesn't do any file transferring. As I said, it is just more like checking whether any new changes are available. And Git pull, on the other hand, it does all the thing which fetch does. Along with that, it brings copy those changes from the remote repository. You can tell git pull is like fetch plus commit. So this is the difference between fetch and pull. Okay, so let's move to next question. That is, what is git reset? And it has two types. That is, what is git reset hard and what is git reset soft. Git reset soft, if you do, it's like git reset hyphen hyphen soft and then commit id. So you are going to remove the commit from the current branch, but the file changes will always stay in your working tree. The changes will stay in your index, but when you do git reset hyphen hyphen hard and the commit id, you will lose all uncommitted changes. It doesn't even stay in your working tree. So doing git status command will tell you that you don't have any changes in your repository. So guys, we have to be like very careful when we do git reset hard. Only when you are like very much sure about your changes are not required in future, then you can use git reset hard. Because if you accidentally remove uncommitted changes which were never tracked by git, you have no way of getting it back. So we must be very careful using git reset hard. So this is about git reset. It is basically to undo to a previous stable commit. If you have committed some of the changes accidentally. And this is about git reset. Git merge and git replace is a very wide topic, so I won't be able to cover like everything. Currently, I'll just tell you guys in brief. Git merge apply all unique commit from one branch into another. For example, branch A into a branch B in one commit with the final result. Git merge doesn't rewrite the commit history, just adds one new commit. But if you see Git rebase gets all unique commit from both the branches and applies them one by one. Git rebase rewrites commit history but doesn't create extra commit for merging. So in future I will be creating one more video which is mainly on git merge and git rebase. But currently let's keep it very short because git rebase and git merge it's a very big concept and very important and useful concept. Okay, so let's finish this here and the rest of the questions from 10 to 21 we will be taking in the next video. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and follow to my channel, and rest of the questions we will take in the part 2. Thank you for watching and happy learning.